Hey! How's it going, Pops? Alright, so wait for some people to join in here. Everybody just leave. Oh, yeah, I don't know where the tablet is. Drum up some business here. This is all on the chat. See, we have a handful of viewers. If you guys want to join along and play with us, I'm waiting to start the game until we have a few players. The room code is IZPE. Just go to jackbox.tv to enter in and join us. And we'll start when everybody's ready.
We are all out of practice. We only have both of us. Yes. They know we're out of wings, they're gonna call back.
Gotcha. Got a lot of people watching, just waiting for someone to join in. Someone wants to play with.
All right then, before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's play. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. New Zealand has more Scottish pipe bands per person than Scotland. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie.
So the whole game is just true or false if you are watching and joining and playing with us. So what you do is you vote. Whether it's true or false, you hit it on your answer screen on your phone or your tablet.
Mark Wahlberg wrote an episode of Yo Gabba Gabba. Kenny G held a note for 45 minutes on a saxophone.
I believe it. Nice. Everybody's in. Ooh, I got that one wrong.
The Boston Red Sox got their name from the fishing term for lobster claws.
Ooh, I don't know this one. I'm gonna go with true, just because, I don't know, it seems like a very Bostonian thing to be named after lobsters. I could be wrong. I was wrong. Good job, little bear.
Swanson released a line of chicken nuggets shaped like historical figures.
It wouldn't surprise me if this is true.
A.A. Milne's son, Christopher Robin, was teased about the Pooh books at school.
I can see that. People are mean like that.
Medieval Times hosts more birthday events than any other restaurant.
I've never even been to Medieval Times.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1.
Nice. Look at that, everybody playing.
Here are your next 7 fact categories. Yawning cools down the brain.
I don't know about that. That seems fictional. Oh wow.
Pure honey contains 12 different known carcinogens. A big chunk of Canada has less gravity than the rest of the world.
Be interesting if it does. I wonder why. Huh. Weird. That's a small difference.
There's an airline out of Madrid called Spanish Fly.
It's right here. Uber Eats. I certainly hope so.
Judd Apatow posts casting calls for all his movies on Craigslist.
That I would believe. That seems like a very Judd Apatow thing to do. Aw, that's a shame.
Echidnas build their nests from their own feces.
I hope not, because that's just gross.
Nikola Tesla designed the fax machine as a joke. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category.
What do you
That
know
category
into,
is
bro?
buttholes. With a little probing, you can figure out which of these butthole facts are true and which ones are full of The Rolling Stones considered calling themselves the Buttholes.
That seems like a true statement.
Some turtles can breathe through their buttholes.
I did not expect this game to take such a weird turn. But here we are.
Butte, Montana's oldest bar is the Butte Hole.
The Butte Hole. So, bro, you don't actually answer in the chat on the Twitch. You go to jackbox.tv and enter
Your nose, ears, and butthole will
IGTV
never
as
stop
the
growing.
code, and that'll let you join us through your smartphone. What a weird trivia fact. Like, whether it's true or false, but, like, why would someone know this specifically?
Fidel Castro was born with 3 buttholes.
That is an outlandish statement. That can't be real.
One in 5,000 human babies are born with a missing or misplaced butthole.
That would make sense, medically speaking. Fun fact, technically, all humans start life as an anus. It's the first
40%
time
of
for
emergency room
cellular
visits in the U.S. are butthole
developed.
related.
That's what. Woo, I won.
Let's see the final scores.
That was a fast game.
It's time for another game of
Gonna
Liw
get another
Swatter.
round here.
You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. The modern goalpost was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright.
I am not a cheater show. That's just rude.
Discotheque literally means record library.
That actually would make sense because bibliotheque means book library.
The first time the word fart was spoken on TV was on an early Simpsons episode.
I can see that. That would make sense. It would make a lot of sense. They were early players in the pushing the boundaries on TV.
The Hindenburg's nickname was the Unburnable.
That seems too convenient.
A woman disguised as a man became CEO of Kodak in 1978.
That sounds so specifically ridiculous that that's got to be true. Aww.
The first CD ever pressed was ABBA's The Visitors.
I don't know this. We'll go true. It's ABBA. Everybody seems to love ABBA.
Whiskey was approved by the American Medical Association as a flu remedy until 1964.
That's probably true. I mean, medicine used to have, like, cocaine and, like, straight alcohol and heroin in it, so probably. No.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1.
Getting whooped up on this round.
Here are your new fact categories. The term bee's knees was coined by the same guy who came up with cat's pajamas.
I really hope that's true. I want that to be true more than anything. Yes! That's amazing.
Brad Pitt owns a tea farm in Bangladesh.
Probably. He's a weirdo.
John Wayne had a fear of horses. A museum in Luxembourg displays the fingernails of famous historical figures.
God, I hope not. That's terrifying. It's true. I'm glad that's true.
In North Korea, all Google searches for cute kittens are blocked.
Probably. Say block most Western culture internet searches. No.
New technology allows cows in heat to send text messages to farmers.
Yeah?
There are no cars with the number 13 in Formula One racing.
That's probably true. There's a lot of buildings without 13th floors. Superstition.
Here are your scores.
Show pulling ahead. Nice.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is foods that poison dogs. See if you know which of these foods are poisonous to dogs. Cottage cheese. Watermelons. Blueberries.
What do we got?
Sugar-free gum.
I'd say that one's probably true. I can't imagine that sugar-free gum would be good for dust. Fair enough.
Raisins.
No. Who knew? Good to know.
Popcorn. Avocados.
I didn't.
I said you're in charge of the phone.
Oh. Can you bring me a phone? Third place. Good job, show.
Let's see the final scores.
Lots of big point leads there. It was a close game.
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following
Cool.
fact categories.
Bones.
According to TV Guide, the Pope's favorite TV show is Bones.
I believe it.
France's parliament banned potatoes in 1748.
That can't be true.
Vaseline's short-lived slogan was, "Don't use jelly, use Vaseline."
I honestly have no idea. I've never heard Vaseline slogans. So.
Jackie Chan was sued by the Chinese government for starring in The Tuxedo.
Probably.
The only letter in the English alphabet with more than one syllable is W. Earwax is produced as a waste product from brain activity.
That can't be right.
Dog the Bounty Hunter once bailed Nicolas Cage out of jail.
I hope so, because that would just be a fun bit of trivia. Like, why? Beep, beep. 11 grand.
And here's where
Wow.
everyone stands at the end of round 1.
Wow, 3 people ahead of me. Nice. Good job, guys. Going to round 2.
Here are your next 7 fact categories.
Cheerleading, chairs, counter-roofs, kitty fence, telescopes. Alright.
Keanu Reeves plays bass on the Foo Fighters song Best of You.
I don't think that's true.
This is 100% true.
Yeah?
No.
Well, get on your phone and play with us. It's just true or false.
I'm right in my kitchen.
Oh, right.
Galileo invented the telescope while in jail to look into a nearby convent.
I don't think that's true. It sounds funny though.
It sounds like it could be true.
Yeah.
Those guys are all rascals.
You're not wrong.
A smart puppy invented the ottoman.
It was the doggo. Doggo made the ottoman.
I like how you hold your fish. It's true psychopaths.
Yeah.
CEOs are 4 times more likely to be psychopaths.
Oh yeah, that is 100% true.
Cheerleading has the second most catastrophic injuries of any sport.
True.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They do some dangerous stuff.
They really destroy children.
Yeah.
Not being able to. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would see
The
soccer.
Dalai Lama follows Katy Perry on Twitter.
They had a luggage or something.
Probably.
That's true. I heard the Dalai Lama follows. Or like he gets his followers.
Mm-hmm. What a time to be alive. The Dalai Lama with social media.
No, he does not.
3 people have been killed by peanuts falling off the Empire State Building.
I don't know about peanuts, but I know quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And like change is very dangerous.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
Here are your scores.
I'm getting whooped up on. Good job, Jeremy. Killing it.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one
What's the
category.
category now?
That category is cereal mascots. See if you can figure
Forget
out
this.
which of these facts about cereal mascots are true and which ones are lies. Cheerios mascot was originally a little girl named Cheerio Leary.
I don't think that's true. No. Interesting.
Cocoa Puffs' original mascot was a blowfish named Sir Puffington.
See you here in a second.
One of the first mascots for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes was Newt the New.
I don't know. I thought I would be better at this round. I know a lot of weird stuff about cereal mascots. Not this.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop were originally called Blam, Kapow, and Bonkers.
What? Come back.
Lucky the Leprechaun was briefly replaced with Waldo the Wizard.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Mm-hmm.
An old, wrinkled woman named Esther was the mascot for Raisin Bran from 1984 to 1989.
I believe it.
That I believe. I don't know, but I believe it.
Toucan Sam's best friend was a wallaby in a straitjacket named Loopy.
Please God. God, no.
I really want that to be true. You guys crushed me this time. Good job, Scott.
Let's see the final scores.
Yeah. Oh, by 600 points. No, excuse me, 700. Pretty good. That is pretty good.
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. Shakespeare had a son named Hamnet.
I can see that being a thing.
I'm gonna play Hamlet.
Kirsty, you're watching us play Liw Swatter, and you can join in by going to Jackbox.
The U.S. Navy wanted the bridge to be painted gold with black stripes.
IZTE.
Bill Murray was an extra in Twilight.
What?
I believe it. Bill Murray does a lot of weird things. He does like pretty much whatever he wants. Oh.
God. Argus didn't approve of it.
Male shrimp often change into females.
Do not like shrimp.
You don't like shrimp?
I know, I'm looking for that.
Man.
Kill me.
Humans and beavers are the only animals that produce earwax.
I believe it.
No. I think other animals. I think every animal. I think every creature that has ears has to go through a way.
I don't know, man.
Electric eels produce electricity by slapping their genitals into their gallbladder.
That can't be true. That just can't be true.
It's true. It's true. It's weird enough to be true. Oh God. Oh God.
There's a French coin with a picture of Napoleon's penis on it.
Probably. He was a psychopath. He was a grade A psychopath.
Wow. You thought he was gay shit.
Mm-hmm. And he tried to invade Russia in the winter. It's always a mistake.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one.
Everybody's pretty close there.
Here are your next 7 fact categories. Turkeys blush.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like their thing changes colors.
Oh, that's entirely possible. Hey, can you give me the Grubhub tablet?
Russian Tsar Peter the Great owned trained bears that served vodka. Barack Obama has been on the cover of Cosmopolitan 36 times.
That can't be true. 36 times? I feel like that's too many. That's gotta be.
Henry Ford published a cookbook.
Published a lot of books. It would not surprise me if he published a cookbook. Task Jet, how you play this game. Oh, thank you, Show, for linking him to the Jackbox. So you go to that website on either your phone or tablet or computer, enter in the code.
Jackie Chan was the Gerber baby.
And then you can join in. Jackie Chan was not the Gerber baby. There's some under the TV.
Johnny Cash played one guitar his entire life.
That would not surprise me. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, good luck.
The original Candyland had a location called Gumball Ghetto.
I hope not.
Come on, ghetto. Yes, it's true. 100% true. 150% true.
You can't call it that.
They don't care. True.
Here are your scores.
It's still a pretty close game, all in the 15 to 1500 range. It's not bad.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is real Disney cartoons. Try to figure out which of these were real Disney cartoons and which are lies we just made up.
Okay, alright.
Minnie Mouse files for divorce.
That can't be real.
Yes.
Someone she left him for Goofy.
Yeah. Because she was silly. You want to?
What a great movie.
Pluto gets rabies.
I hope that's not real.
It isn't. Oh,
Put him down. He's gonna be top. You got it.
The seven dwarves fight malaria.
These are awesome. Oh man. Did you get it figured out fast yet? Wow. That's amazing. A winged scourge.
Mickey Mouse is arrested for not paying taxes.
That's gotta be true.
good.
Aww.
Donald Duck has a nightmare that he's a Nazi.
That is a real thing. It is a really wild cartoon.
Yes. Yes. Back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Go. I wish I could see that.
Goofy tries to quit smoking.
I can see it.
I could see it. I could definitely see that.
Just quit. You can quit.
Oh, it's true.
It's not.
No.
Chip and Dale become beatniks.
I could see that. I can kind of see that.
What is it? Hurt.
Like wearing a beret and sunglasses, little tight facial hair, striped shirt, going to clubs, reciting poetry. Aw. Limo came back with bonus one.
Let's see the final scores.
That was a close one. That was a real close last round there. Good job, everyone.
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. The original Game of Life had a suicide square.
No, that's too dark for a kid's game. Can't do that. Wow. That's horrible.
A German U-boat was torpedoed after it had to surface due to an improperly flushed toilet.
That's awesome. I hope that is true. Nice.
Kiwis used to be called melonets.
I actually know this one. I don't know a whole lot of Kiwi facts.
The Golden Gate Bridge collapses in an unaired episode of Full House.
That sounds too ridiculous to be false. Aw.
The old man in Mousetrap is named Harold Frederick.
I don't actually know. I know he's got a name, but I can't remember.
Norway has a professional pillow fighting league.
Professional Pillow Fighting League. Sounds like the least intimidating group of people, but I hope it's just like giants with pillows. Aw, that's a shame.
Robert Downey Jr.'s goatee is insured by State Farm.
If this is true, how does one order goatee insurance? 'Cause that is hilarious.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one.
Nice. K-Dog taking the lead. Yeah.
Here are your new fact categories. Napoleon's body was eaten by the ostriches of St. Helena.
The ostriches? Is that a thing? So wild. Damn.
Hydrox cookies existed before Oreo cookies.
I don't actually know this. Could be true. No? Nice.
Michael Jackson was buried in a Peter Pan costume and white socks.
I'd be willing to believe that with someone whose whole homestead was called Neverland Ranch. Aw.
The Kodiak Airport in Alaska has a bear enclosure with live Kodiak bears.
The name would fit for sure.
Pringles were originally called Pringles Newfangled Potato Chips.
seems like it's too long for a snack.
Because it featured a magic creature, Lucky Charms were once illegal in Mississippi.
That's probably true.
Due to a loophole in the law, it was legal to sell vodka during Prohibition.
That'd be interesting. I wonder how, if it's true.
Here are your scores.
You guys are whooping my behind right now. Sorry.
For the
Come back
final
in the
round,
bonus
all the
round.
facts will be about one category. That category is April Fool's jokes. Some of
Oh,
these April
yeah,
Fool's
how
pranks
fitting.
really happened, and some of them we just made up. Marvel Comics announced that Captain America was getting a sex change. Starbucks claimed it was selling a 128 fluid ounce drink.
I need 6 venti frappuccinos.
NPR claimed Richard Nixon was running for president in 1992.
Sounds legal. This is Chris. Not gonna help him.
Burger King claimed it was selling a left-handed Whopper.
Why the fuck would we want to do that? Ah! Hello?
Pringles claimed to open an addiction center for people who couldn't stop popping.
Just can't stop popping.
Bed Bath & Beyond claimed it would just start selling Beyond items.
Seems tame enough, like it would be a corporate April Fool's joke.
Google claimed it had been bought by Ask Jeeves.
Oh man, I forgot that Ask Jeeves was even a thing. That's funny. Nice. Good job, Kato.
Let's see the final scores.
Alright. I'm gonna take a quick break.
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. Stephen King is in a band with the author of Tuesdays with Morrie. The first explosive used by the German military was called the Jaeger bomb. An episode of America's Most Wanted profiled the Hamburglar to promote the Big and Tasty. Bill Clinton's cat Socks starred in the Nintendo game Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. Those exposed to Chernobyl's radiation were advised to drink red wine. Bob Dylan was hospitalized after being swarmed by bees on stage. The golf ball Alan Shepard hit on the moon hit a DirecTV satellite. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your next 7 fact categories. Nikita Khrushchev thanked Spam in his autobiography. An astronaut cannot be divorced.
Hey everyone, I'm back. Oh, God. Something. Oh, okay. Come on. Astronaut cannot be divorced. That can't be true.
Richard Nixon had 6 pet dogs die during his presidency.
I don't know if that's true or not. I was not alive during that time.
A castrated ram is called a Henson.
An oddly specific thing to call it, but it's true. What does it even mean?
Farmers in Japan grow square-shaped watermelons.
This one I do believe is true. I'm not mistaken. Makes sense.
Ben Franklin believed wearing high heels improved blood circulation to the brain.
I'm also pretty sure that this is true. He had a lot of weird theories.
Ohio borders the most states in the U.S. Here are your scores.
I'm coming back. I doubt it. Good job, Scott.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is Shaq rap lyrics. Which of these are actual rap lyrics rapped by Shaq? And which ones did we make up?
Amazing.
Super Shaq-a-fragilistic XP Shaq-a-do Shaq.
I want this to be true. I want this to be a real thing. Good lord. I didn't even know Shaq had that.
Knick-knack Shack-attack, give a dog a bone.
Nice.
Forget Tony Danza, I'm the boss.
I can see Shaq saying that.
Yo, I gets busy, packs more speed than K. Reeves.
Yeah. Nice.
My man Kobe is my BFF.
I feel like that's not true. I don't think that's real lyrics.
I rhyme so wild, they call me Ace Ventura.
I feel like this fits the pattern of 90s movie references in his lyrics. Dang.
I'm the devil with the razzmatazz. 360 slam dunk just like Taz.
Hey, I came back to third place. That's not bad.
Let's see the final scores.
Good job, Scott. Killing it. Oh. Oh, now I know. Got my whole family in here playing. Look at that. Alright, give me just a second. I lost connection there. I gotta get back into it.
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories.
Oh.
Jamie Oliver is banned from LA public schools. Nerf headquarters is located in Ecuador.
That doesn't sound true. Ecuador?
Beavers communicate by giving thumbs up.
I can see it. They are the most bro mammal. Dang. I really wanted that.
Christopher Lee went skydiving with Cary Grant.
That sounds like something that could have happened. He's a pretty hardcore guy. Even had a metal band.
Sharks are over 1 trillion years old.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Climbers can get cell phone reception at the top of Mount Everest.
I believe it.
Hunter S. Thompson promised to rename Aspen, Colorado, Fat City if elected sheriff.
Huh? Yeah. All my family play. All my family, like Jeremy, Abby, my dad, and mom.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of
That
round
sounds like a
1.
Hunter S. Thompson thing. Nice. Mad, second, third, nice.
Here are your new fact categories. In 2008, a Jamaican beach was stolen.
What? How? How would that happen? How do you steal a whole beach?
Besides February 29th, Christmas is the least common birthday.
I guess you really don't hear about a whole lot of Christmas Day birthdays.
A man died trying to tightrope walk across the Atlantic Ocean in 1902.
That sounds like a plausible thing for early 1900s daredevils to do. I'll walk across the whole ocean. Right, Justin? I'm just now seeing your message. I really don't understand how you steal a whole beach. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any
Alfred
sense.
Hitchcock ate 2 roasted chickens every day when on set.
Nice. Good job, John. Got that one right.
Alaska's
Oh, no.
state motto is fish, bears, and people.
I hope so. It's simple, and it makes sense. And it's just silly. Okay.
People in feudal Russia believed only men with beards could impregnate women. The water buffalo is 99% water. Here are your
And
scores.
round 2. Excuse me.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is buttholes. With a
Back
little
on this
probing,
again.
you can figure out which of these butthole facts are true and which ones are full of The Rolling Stones considered calling themselves the
Well, if you're here
Buttholes.
for the first one, some of these questions are probably going to be the same. I don't know why it only has a few round 3s. Only played 5 rounds now. Or 5 games, rather.
Your nose, ears, and butthole never stop growing.
Well, looks like it's more of the same questions.
One in 5,000 human babies are born with a missing or misplaced butthole. Fidel Castro was born with 3 buttholes. 40% of emergency room visits in the U.S. are butthole related. Some turtles can breathe through their buttholes. Butte, Montana's oldest bar is the Butte Hole.
It was Grubhub calling again into this tablet situation. I was the only one because I had an unfair.
Let's see the final scores.
We had already had that one.
It's
before,
time
so-
for another game of Liw Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. A U.S. citizen can be fined $5,000 for touching a penguin in the Antarctic.
How would they know? Honestly. Seems like a very weird, arbitrary law.
The M on M&M's once held the world record for smallest printed letter.
No, that I could believe. Especially if we're talking about those like M&M minis, the little ones. Those are tiny.
Henry Ford insisted his assembly line workers be provided beer during their shifts.
That can't be true.
Coca-Cola made a clear Coke for Russia so that it resembled vodka.
I mean, they've made clear Coca-Cola in other circumstances.
Johnny Depp paid for Hunter S. Thompson's ashes to be fired out of a cannon.
I want that to be a true story. That doesn't even surprise me.
Viking invaders first made the Scottish wear kilts in order to humiliate them.
I feel like that's not true. It's seems like too much of a point of pride, but maybe. Maybe.
Salt Lake City is built on a landfill. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1.
Nice. Good job, Scott. Coming ahead at first place. Justin, Show, Bro, now.
Here are your new fact categories. Bears run faster than horses.
I could see that. Bears are pretty quick.
Ben Franklin was King George's second cousin. Vikings chewed fruit-flavored whale fat to appear intimidating.
I feel like that's not true.
An average person produces around 1 to 2 liters of saliva a day.
I guess that could make sense. It's kind of gross to think about, but...
Vagina dentata is a term for a gap between a person's two front teeth. Mao Zedong offered 10 million Chinese women to Henry Kissinger.
I mean, he was crazy. I can see it.
Cleopatra was born with both male and female genitalia. Here are your scores.
Not bad. We got one more round. You guys make comeback.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is real U.S. court cases. Which of these court case names are real, and which ones are just dumb lies? United States versus Bizarro United States. Easter Seal Society for Crippled Children versus Playboy Enterprises.
I have no idea what this could be about, but I feel like it's probably true.
Cat Fancy versus Dog Fancy.
They're just too ridiculous to be believable.
Batman versus Commissioner.
Wow, good job, man. Good job. Ray L. Batman.
United States versus 64,695 pounds of shark fins.
No. How?
State of Indiana versus Giant Baby. Snobs versus Slobs.
This can't be that can't be a real court case.
Let's see the final scores.
Nice, good job, Scott. Nab, second and third place. Scott, you broke 2,000. Good job. All right,
It's time for another game of Liw Swatter.
Cleaning up around
You're
here,
going
but
to
of
see
course,
7
remember,
crazy
you can
facts
order
pulled from the
food and
following
drinks
fact
from us.
categories.
Please follow us on all of our social media.
Hyenas were
wherever
believed
you
to
are
be
watching
extinct
us
for
from,
25 years.
Facebook, YouTube. And we will be doing this again next one, either this game or another trivia game. So come join us for that.
Teddy Roosevelt had a pet guinea pig named Fighting Bob Evans.
That wouldn't surprise me. Teddy Roosevelt had some wild animals.
Hitler had a chronic flatulence problem. Hemingway's mother dressed him up as a girl and called him Ernestine.
That might explain why he was so messed up.
Buffalo, New York elects a king instead of a mayor. The minivan was designed for an episode of The Brady Bunch.
I believe it. Dang.
James A. Garfield's cat was named Odie.
I really hope so. It's probably alive, but that would be pretty awesome.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1. Here are your new fact categories. The World Wildlife Fund forced the World Wrestling Federation to change its name.
Wrong, WWF.
Charles Lindbergh is the model used on the Red Baron frozen pizzas. Hawaiian Burger Kings have Spam on the menu.
I'm pretty sure that one is true.
The founder of Atari also founded Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't think that's true. Though, it would make sense.
Glasgow has a 100-foot tall statue of Sean Connery.
A giant marble Sean Connery.
Yaks dig graves for their dead. Reese's Pieces were invented by a childhood friend of the inventor of M&M's.
No, that I could see. That would make sense. They're pretty much the same thing. It's just peanut butter.
Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is plurals. Which of these plural spellings are correct and which are lies? The plural of Prius is Prii.
Wow.
The plural of footlocker is footlockers.
Z is for extra edge.
The plural of mongoose is mongoose.
Yeah, I agree, Scott. Prii is dumb.
The plural of samurai is samuraisis.
Oh god. Oh, that just hurts. Hurts to look at. Not a word. Liw Swatter. Liw Swatter.
The plural of charcoal is charred coals.
No. Is that true? That can't be true.
The plural of cul-de-sac is coals-de-sac.
Cold. Though, it would make sense from a French language standpoint. The way he said it is.
The plural of plural is plural.
I don't even know what I hit. That whole sentence just has me confused. I think it's false, but I don't think I hit false.
I know you.
And Scott taking the lead. Nice. Justin in second.
Let's see the final scores.
Not bad. Not bad. Ooh, we're on a very close fourth place for Nab. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. Really, really do appreciate you guys' time. You guys have a wonderful night. We will see you again next Wednesday. I will be here doing some form of digital trivia.